Hey there, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a skill that can honestly change your entire career path. It's called service orientation. Think of it as the secret sauce for turning your client relationships from just transactions into real, powerful partnerships. And it all kicks off with one simple question. So I want you to really think about this for a second. In your work, do you just provide a service, or do you truly partner with your clients, investing in their success? The answer to that question? Well, it says a lot about where you are right now, and we're about to lay out the exact roadmap to get from one to the other. So what is this service orientation thing really? At its heart, it's this fundamental drive, this need to figure out what people actually need and then deliver on it. It's not just about being nice or polite. It's a full-on commitment to discovering the real underlying requirements. And this doesn't just apply to paying customers. We're talking about your colleagues, other departments, anyone you work with. All right, this whole journey to mastery, it's built on a really solid foundation. We're going to break this down into 6 levels, and these first 3, they're the absolute non-negotiable bedrock of what it means to provide great service. First up, level 1. Level 1 is all about following up. Now, I know it sounds super basic, but you'd be shocked at how many people get this wrong. This is like the price of admission. It's just about responding to that email, returning that call, and making sure your client never feels like they're shouting into the void. At this stage, you're not blowing anyone's mind. You're just meeting the most basic expectation of all, being there and being responsive. Okay, moving on to level 2. Level 2 is where we get into clear communication. And this, right here, is a huge shift. We're moving from being reactive to being proactive. You're not just answering questions anymore. You're the one setting clear expectations from the get-go, you're checking in to see how things are going, and you're sharing useful info before they even have to ask for it. It's all about making the entire experience smooth, professional, and predictable every single time. And that brings us to level 3. Level 3, taking personal responsibility. This one is a game changer. This is the level where the blame game officially ends. A problem comes up, you own it. End of story. No excuses, no getting defensive. You just take the lead, and you make it right fast. Now, here's the thing. Mastering these first 3 levels makes you a really reliable provider. But if you want to be a true partner, well, you've got to keep climbing. Okay, now we're getting into the advanced stuff. This is where the real magic happens. This is the ascent, from being a dependable provider to becoming an absolutely indispensable partner. Which brings us to level 4. Level 4 is all about taking action for the client. This is about showing up when it really, truly counts. When your client is in a bind or facing a crisis, you don't just stick to the script. You make yourself available. You understand that sometimes making a short-term sacrifice, working late, going the extra mile, is exactly what's needed to lock in a valuable long-term relationship. On to level 5. Level 5, addressing client needs, is really the heart and soul of what it means to be a partner. This is where you put on your detective hat. Your client might come to you and ask for one thing, but you've developed the insight to dig deeper and realize what they actually need is something else entirely. You learn to look past the surface-level request to find and solve the real underlying challenge. You're not just fulfilling orders anymore, you're crafting custom solutions. And finally, we reach the summit, level 6. At level 6, you operate with a long-term perspective. You're not just a person who does tasks anymore. You are a trusted advisor. You're in the room when the big decisions are being made. You're so confident in your understanding that you'll recommend a path that might cost a little more now, but will pay off in massive ways for the client down the road. You become a crucial part of their strategy, their thinking, and their success. So now that we've walked through all 6 levels, where do you think you are on that ladder? Let's just take a quick, honest moment to figure it out. Take a look at this list. As I read them out, just be real with yourself. Do you consistently follow up? Yep. Do you set clear expectations? Okay. Do you take ownership when things go wrong? How about acting proactively in a crisis? Do you really dig for those underlying needs? And finally, are you seen as a trusted long-term advisor? The place where you hesitate, where you can't confidently say yes, that's probably your current level. Okay, seeing where you are is the critical first step. But now for the important part. What's the plan? How do you actually start climbing to that next level? Here are 5 very real, very concrete things you can start doing right away. 1. Practice active listening. I mean, really listening to hear what's not being said. 2. Seek regular feedback. Don't wait for the annual review. Make it a habit. 3. Study your client's world. Become an expert in their industry, not just your own. 4. Build real human trust. Go beyond just the business transaction. And 5. Start trying to anticipate future needs. Get ahead of the curve so you're solving problems before they even know they have them. Look, this journey, it takes real work, so it's totally fair to ask, why should I bother? What's the big reward for all this effort? Well, let me tell you, the view from the top is definitely worth the climb. When you master this stuff, it does more than just make you good at your job. It completely transforms your career. You build this incredible, unbreakable trust and loyalty with your clients. You'll find yourself advancing way faster than your peers. You'll start to see all these new opportunities for innovation just by understanding needs on such a deep level. And honestly, maybe the best part, you'll find so much more personal fulfillment in your work, knowing that you're making a real, meaningful difference. So I want to leave you with one last question to chew on. What is the one thing, maybe it's time, maybe it's fear, maybe it's just old habits, what is the one thing that's stopping you from going beyond that surface-level request to solve your client's real underlying needs? Because whatever the answer to that is, that's the key that unlocks your next level.
Hi everyone. Today we're diving into one of the most important skills employers look for, service orientation. Whether you're helping customers, supporting a team, or working behind the scenes, this skill shows how you go above and beyond to meet people's needs. Service orientation is all about genuinely caring about others' success. Not just doing your job, but making sure clients and colleagues feel understood, valued, and supported. When interviewers ask about it, they're really asking, do you put people first and can we count on you to represent our organization well? Here's how to ace a question on service orientation. Start with a real example that shows empathy, initiative, and results. Use the STAR method. Describe the situation, the task, the action you took, and the result. For instance, you might say, a client was frustrated about a delayed order. I listened carefully, explained what happened, and followed up with daily updates until the issue was fixed. They later thanked me for keeping them informed and continued doing business with us. That story shows professionalism, accountability, and genuine care. Exactly what interviewers want to hear. Service orientation isn't just about being nice, it's about being dependable, proactive, and solutions-focused. The more you anticipate needs and respond with empathy, the more you'll stand out as someone who adds real value to any team. Thanks for watching, and remember, great service starts with great intention. Keep practicing, keep improving, and tune in next time for more tips right here on Ace the Job Interview. Take care.